everyone, and welcome to what is the final day of our foundation fundraiser, Go Wild for Conservation. My name is Amy Campagna, and I am the Environmental Education Coordinator for Pottawattamie Conservation.
And my name is Warren Weber, and I'm on the board for the Pottawattamie Conservation Foundation.
So we want to start by thanking everyone who over the last 2 weeks has shown their support by bidding on auction items or just placing a donation. Your support is really important. And if you've been following along and have been planning to give but have not yet done so, now is the time to do that. And it's really simple. Just text PCF to 72727. So Warren, over the last few days we've gotten to meet the environmental education team with a few short videos. What were some of the things that stood out to you?
What stands out is their enthusiasm for not only working with the young people who come to the different parks, but also their enthusiasm for what they want the young people to know. And things about nature, how to enjoy it, how to make it a spontaneous kind of experience, and just really get a kick out of being out at Hitchcock, at Pottawattamie, wherever, so that they can just have a great time. That's what I notice, is there's just kind of an enthusiasm they provide to the students they work with.
What do you think? Why is environmental education so important?
We spend a lot of our time when we do spend a lot of our time in areas like Hitchcock, Pottawattamie, Arrowhead, it's really a pleasant experience. And it's something that everybody likes to do, especially in the day when we're all cooped up with all kinds of other reasons. It's a really important thing to be able to get out there and enjoy it, young person or not. And also it helps them begin to realize, as students and young people, the cycle of things and how it works. It's not just a matter of it's pretty, it's not just a matter of it's nice, it's a matter of there's a cycle, here's how it works, here's how it goes from one season to the next, and here's what happens when it all works well. And that's an important understanding.
Yeah.
It really is.
Warren, folks out there may not know that Pottawattamie Conservation serves over 16,000 people every year in the environmental education program, and PCF has a really special role in that.
We have, for the last number of years, in various ways, tried to raise funds to connect students to the naturalist, either by bringing them to Hitchcock, to Pottawattamie, wherever, or to go to their school. Because the schools are limited, partly because they just have limited budgets, and partly because for the last 12 to 13 years the state legislature has had a law that simply says you cannot charge students for field trips. And that's a matter of making sure that students are treated equitably. So another source of funding has to be found if this is going to happen, and the Conservation Foundation felt like, okay, that's an important thing for us to do, is to help make that connection between the young person, the location, and the environmentalist or the naturalist at the park.
Well, earlier in our fundraiser, we told you that we had, about a year ago, began documenting the work that we do to give our supporters a little better idea of how Pottawattamie Conservation operates. And over the last couple of weeks, we've gotten to see some films produced by videographer John Husted. We saw the ranger video, which showed the work that the rangers do to ensure that there are quality outdoor recreation opportunities for folks. And we got to see his piece on the natural areas management team and all their effort to protect and restore our natural areas, both in our parks and in our habitat areas. And in just a few moments here, we're going to get to preview the video that he produced on our environmental education program, highlighting the importance of environmental education and the impact that it has on everyone in our community. Let's take a look.
There is joy in the unexpected, and it is everywhere out here.
A lot of time for contemplation, just walking on these trails where you're not listening to anything else except the sounds of nature around you, and that gives you a chance to hear your own thoughts as well.
I feel calm. You can hear like the crickets like making their music, calming me.
Well, nature is the rhythm of the seasons. Everything in a particular place working together harmoniously.
It brings into your being innate liveliness. How amazing and intricate this world really is. It wells up our appreciation of being alive.
There's something we do traditionally. So this butterfly is on its way to Mexico, right? And in Mexico you speak Spanish, so when it flies away, we're gonna say adios. Oh, adios!
And if you look on the bottom, maybe, just maybe, you can find an egg. My name is Renee. I'm one of the naturalists here at Pottawattamie Conservation. Ooh, looks like a deer bed was right here. As a naturalist, I'm able to facilitate outdoor education and experiences for adults and for children. Lift a finger every time you hear a new sound. Anybody hear wind in the trees? It's amazing all the different sounds you can hear. Oh, it's so important for everyone's well-being just to get outside. Even adults need to get outside, right? For kids, we have an entire playground right here, a natural playground where kids can explore, get creative, make new discoveries and self-led discoveries.
I'm that type of person that I feel like if I don't do anything all day, then I kind of feel like I wasted that day.
There's a huge difference between learning outdoors and learning in the four walls of a classroom. When you're outside, you get to discover something unexpected. You never know what's quite around the next bend.
So like what we did is we had like supporting beams and then like these sticks, and we put leaves on top so we didn't have to use, so we used our resources. We didn't have enough sticks and stuff, so we just put a cover on that side. It was still fun.
They're able to learn not only the science, but they're also learning more about life itself. You'll see the child just in their wildest form, out in their purest form. Nature is intuitively interesting. We're still intrigued by its mystery when we're young. And it's only when we get older and we get distracted by screens that we start losing that natural curiosity that we're all kind of born with.
Kids in this generation don't really know about nature than in the past generations. I think Hitchcock is there to teach the generation about the nature.
They'll be fascinated by the smallest things I may not even see. It's amazing what they can find. The detail that they suddenly pick up on, it plays on all of their strengths. It asks them to come play. And of course, a child's going to heed that call.
I feel grateful that I have the opportunity to get out here. I feel connected to nature because I don't want to hurt it.
One of my main goals is to deepen a sense of place or belonging to nature, to foster that connection, to grow that connection. And you're only going to protect something that you love.
I came to Iowa, moved here about 3 years ago. How's it going today? I had a couple eagles. I thought, well, I'm not going to hike in Iowa. I'm not going to camp in Iowa. I'm going to have to go west again.
Now, the way this particular caterpillar looks like it, I'm sure it's going to be of a moth. We've got some snake root blooming in here.
This is a native thistle.
It's a native thistle. And sometimes you have to stop and just enjoy the moment. Right here. I mean, how is that not beautiful?
But then I discovered this place and started coming here to hike at first, just spend time out in nature.
Goldenrod gets a bad rap, I think, this time.
I knew the West, I knew the plants and animals, but this was completely different. The more I learned, the more I wanted to be here. You don't have to drive 12 hours. There's great nature right here around us. That's a hawk, isn't it? Southeast. And then I discovered there were a lot of programs here to educate people about the Loess Hills. The rangers here are always ready to talk to people and educate them about the park. Thank you. I got an extra pair of gloves just in case. It's opened up a whole nother dimension of my life, I guess. I don't feel like I can be truly human and what I should be unless I do retain a connection to the natural world. I never expected to become more connected with nature by coming to a place like this. And it turned out the opposite of what I would have expected.
Having time outside is something that we don't all get, and it's something we easily bypass, right? We set that on the back burner. But I think making sure that we take some time out to spend some time outside to refocus, recenter ourselves, actually ends up in the long run making us better people, better health. If we can do one thing for ourselves and to better the world, just spend some time outside. Doesn't matter if it's in your backyard or out in this beautiful area, although this beautiful area is pretty awesome. That will give you more vibrance to life and be better for the world. We need these wild spaces, these diverse ecosystems. It makes us feel small and can make us feel large. The feeling of being alive that wilderness gives you.
And we're back. If you are just joining us, my name is Amy Campagna. I am the Environmental Education Coordinator with Pottawattamie Conservation.
And my name is Warren Weber, and I'm a member of the board of the Pottawattamie Conservation Foundation.
And we just previewed the video produced by nationally renowned videographer John Husted on the environmental education program. Warren, what did you think?
I thought it was great. I've watched that video 2 or 3 times, and it's really fun to focus on the faces of the students and watch as they realize what they're doing, how it's working, and they just are getting a total kick out of it. And it's just fun to watch them learn all that, because that program really stresses the importance of getting to know what's going on outside in the areas like Hitchcock and Botany Bend, and how the natural system works in the cycle of it, and learn about that natural world and really enjoy it and appreciate it. And we know that you've heard this from time and time again, but we really can't say enough of how important is your support for this program. It makes a difference every dollar to help connect these students in Pottawattamie County to the environment they live in. So it's a deal. It's a real important deal.
Yeah, there's just something about education in the outdoors that can't be replicated in a classroom.
Yeah.
And I think his video just really gets to the heart of what I see every day, our environmental education team working so hard to accomplish. It's good stuff.
Yeah. And Renee's enthusiasm for the surprises that you find when you take a close look. And not just walk through, but you stop and you take a close look and you realize, I don't think I knew this was going on, in terms terms of what butterflies do or what other things happen in that setting. And so it's really kind of fun to see happen with those students.
Well, folks, as this is the last night of our event, we are going to turn it over to Mark Shoemaker, the Executive Director of Pottawattamie Conservation, and PCF President Kelly O'Brien to close us out.
Thank you, Warren and Amy. Hello again. My name is Mark Shoemaker, Director of Pottawattamie Conservation.
Hi, my name is Kelly O'Brien. I am the president of Pottawattamie Conservation Foundation. Over the past few weeks, you've learned more about Pottawattamie Conservation and how your support of the Pottawattamie Conservation Foundation helps the parks you know and love.
We can't stress enough that these are your parks, and anything you've given over the last 2 weeks or will give tonight will go to enhance your parks. So please be generous.
Tonight is the final night of our event and the final night of the auction.
If you haven't already, please text PCF at 72727 to register so you can bid on auction items. Keep in mind, every donation goes to support your parks.
As this is the last night of our event, we want to extend a final thank you to our sponsors and to everyone who supports us all year long through memberships and through visiting the parks.
Before we go, we'll leave you with the John Husted video that opened our event. Thanks again to everyone, and we'll see you in the parks. Prior to settlement, 85% of Iowa was tall grass prairie. We have less than 1/10 of 1% of it remaining. So whatever we have left, we still have the opportunity to be stewards of that and care for that. When I first started working with Pottawattamie County Conservation, the mission was very much focused on providing outdoor recreational opportunities for people. But we've grown and expanded, and we've put more emphasis on teaching people about the significance of our natural areas. And then we've also taken the next step, which is to be stewards of that natural system.
One of my main goals is to deepen a sense of place or belonging to nature, to foster that connection, to grow that connection. And you're only going to protect something that you love.
Very important for people to have a place to do that and get away and not have to worry about being bothered or hassled and, go think.
You see the interactions of different parts of nature, and you see how it forms a whole. That helps me feel whole as well. It helps me to feel a part of it.
Stewardship is humans caring for the place and recognizing that it cares for them in return. It sustains us, it provides what we need. We're part of the place. We're not separate. We kind of have this idea, nature is something to look at, but it's actually something to experience directly. It's alive.
There is joy in the unexpected, and it is everywhere out here.
I think if people do come to a place like this, they'll learn about it, they'll want to learn more, and they'll realize what a treasure we have here.
And if you look on the bottom, maybe, just maybe, kids love nature. You'll see the child just in their wildest form, out in their purest form.
For mental health, people need an opportunity to get out into a natural system and just escape. Burn some calories, exercise your muscles, get your pumper going.
A park ranger is a lot of things. You could spend a month writing down, everything. I wonder if we had another elk calf. There's a little one over there that's probably a day old. They're real awkward that first day or two.
I love being outdoors because it reminds me to be alive. We can get so bogged down with the 9 to 5, we can forget the amazingness that is our existence and the existence of everything around us. It's the feeling of being alive that wilderness gives you.